If you're anything like me, you have a ton of hunting gear, and it can be hard to organize. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I organize all of my hunting gear. To start off, I absolutely love using a cabinet system, and I'll show you just why. This is the Ultra HD from Seville, which is an absolutely amazing cabinet. I use this shelving system with these added on interior lights just because it makes it that much easier to see. For this top shelf, I like to put outdoors themed things, so such as binoculars that I may use for other things that aren't hunting, bug spray, waterproof bag, compass and barometer, and some emergency blankets, as well as a life string. Then over here, I have things like flashlights. This is the Nebo 10,000 lumen one, and this is also a Nebo headlamp, along with outdoor gloves. I also have my hand warmers. I like keeping them on different shelves. Now this shelf is entirely dedicated just for that right there. And it looks like a lot, but it works. I keep my boots in here because my boots, they get dirty. This is real easy to vacuum and it doesn't leave stains. So my boots are the first thing that I put in here, right in the middle, easy to grab out. Just beyond that, I keep my quiver with arrows. Specifically, I keep my bolts without any broadhead. No dummy broadheads and no hunting broadheads on there for a specific reason, so that I always know to add one on and I'm never confused and I never accidentally have the wrong one on. Next, I keep this pair of rattling antlers that I use for a few weeks out of the year just before the rut. Easy to keep track of and manageable in this shelf. Then on this right side, we have accessory items such as things like Dead Downwind Scent Eliminator, that's detergent, things like doe estrus, and then an accessory which actually probably belongs on this side in the form of a grunt tube. Then over here, together I have my hunting knife and a standard pocket knife, as well as hunting specific reusable hand warmers, and then my hunting gloves, because gloves are so small. For me personally, I lose my gloves a lot, so I love just keeping them in one spot so that I know where they are and they're not going to get messed up in my big tote of all of my hunting apparel, which I'm sure you've noticed, there's no hunting apparel in this shelf. I keep my nose jammer in here, as well as this I absolutely love, a case for my broadheads. So I've got I got mechanical broadheads, fixed broadheads, dummy broadheads, all kept in this small waterproof case from Anvil, and it's extremely secure, very tactical and durable. I absolutely love this case, and a spare carabiner because, well, I couldn't find a spot for it. So that's everything that I keep on this hunting shelf. Now, real close to this shelf, just on top, is where I keep my hunting hats and my hunting apparel. Now the reason I don't put this in here is because it's not quite small enough to fit in there, but it fits perfectly on top. And the hats, while they could go there, I prefer them to have them on top just right there. I like this hat for archery season, and of course for firearm season, blaze orange is always what you need. Now let's dive into how I organize my hunting apparel. When it comes to labels, I absolutely love it. As you can see, hunting apparel, camo, thermals, and socks are all kept in this big tote from Sterilite. Also label the side, of course. But if we open it up, you can see I packed this thing to the brim. Now the reason that these thermals are on the top, which they honestly shouldn't be, is because I actually use these quite a bit. It's getting colder, so doing things like yard work and mowing, I like putting these on under so I don't get too chilly. Next up are my outermost layers. So this is a rain jacket, which would go on the absolute outside of something, and it actually is pretty warm because it's windproof and waterproof, so if it's raining, this is my outer layer. And then for most situations, this is a down jacket from Cryptek, which will be my outer layer because it is wind resistant and it is insulated. Great outer piece. And then down here, like I said, we start to get to more of the base layers. So for example, this is from Sitco, which is a Core Merino 330 zip-up jacket, which is absolutely great. So I keep my base layers in the middle of this whole pile. And then another great base layer for this time of year is the Sitka Fanatic jacket, which I have right there. And then now towards the very bottom, I have things like early season / rarely used items. So this is a Gore-Tex beanie from Cabela's, as you can see, completely windproof and super, super soft and fuzzy lined on the inside. However, it just hasn't been quite that cold here in Missouri, and anytime I'm using a hat, especially if it's gun season, it's got to be orange, which I'll dig into my blaze orange in just a little bit, but this is just something I haven't gotten a whole lot of use of, which is why it was at the bottom of the pile. And similarly with this Sitka neck gaiter, while it is absolutely super warm and I absolutely love this item, I just don't have a super big need for it right now, which is again why it was on the bottom. And then these two are both early season items. So this is a pair of early season pants, which again, if it was early season, then my heavy stuff would be on the bottom, but because we're in late season, late November, I'm not going to be needing something that's breathable, super light like these pants are, so they're on the bottom. And the same can be said for this lightweight redhead quarter zip, which is meant for like September when it's real hot. Now on this side we have mostly accessories and all my blaze orange stuff. So here we have a lightweight balaclava towards the bottom of my accessories section because again, I don't need anything lightweight when it's this cold out. This is another accessory, more heavyweight from Huntworth. Face mask mixed with a hat. Don't use it all that often, but it's good for this time of year. And then I have my blaze orange stuff, which is oh so important. Neck gaiter. I just love covering my head and neck in orange. I think you can never be too safe. And then this is a actually reversible beanie, which is obviously blaze orange for firearm season. And then camo on the other side for all other times of the season. And then lastly, an absolute must, blaze orange jacket. You have to have it. So that's everything that was in my tote for hunting apparel. Now last but not least, I have this whole cabinet for fishing and hunting. Like it says right there, these are my large items because this is a mixed cabinet with all my fishing stuff and all my hunting stuff. So these are all my bags and large tackle boxes. But last but not least, I like keeping this bag from Redhead, which is a folding bag. It's actually got a lot of space in it, believe it or not. I don't keep anything in it when I'm not using it, but I like keeping it down there along with the hunting chair just so that it's easy to access and it fits perfectly. So that's how I store my hunting bag. And now I thought that was last, but actually last but not least, of course, is my weapon of choice, which is my crossbow, which I keep right there outside of my cabinet, separate from the bolts. But that is how I store all of my hunting stuff. And it can be a bit intimidating because a lot of the time, you know, we use different equipment during different times of the year. So when it gets to be late season, you're like, well, where's my late season stuff? I haven't used it in a year. Or if it's early season, you're like, well, I haven't used my early season stuff. I know where my late season stuff is, but I need my hot weather stuff. So I find that just using a cabinet system works perfect for me. This is a cabinet that locks, so I'm able to organize things by shelves, by different activities, outdoors, hunting, fishing, bags. And this tote system really does work great, especially because I can fit all my clothes in there. And it's big, so it has a lot of space, but it's not too big where you're gonna lose things. So that is pretty much everything I have on how I organize my hunting gear, but I absolutely love this system. I would try it out if you guys have a form of cabinets or something. I love using cabinets and boxes and things. In fact, I can show you all my filming stuff. I love keeping things nice and neat and organized. Like this says GoPro and technical stuff. So I've got different things like GoPro attachments in there. I've got different things like chargers, cables, GoPro accessories. But I like keeping everything nice and neat in one spot so that I never lose anything. And that's pretty much it for my advice on how I organize my hunting gear. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned because hunting season is all the way open until January 15th, so I will continue to pump out this hunting content if you enjoy it. And please consider subscribing. We're really close to 600 subscribers, and I think that would be cool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.